Good morning, business owners. Marvel and Brown here with Making It Remotely. In today's video, we're going to cover one of the products that we created to help you get more traction in your business. So if you're struggling to find the right people, the right customers, and people who are really interested in what you have to offer, this tool is going to really help you out. Now, this is a tool that will give you the same information that you could come up with probably after racking your brain for days, weeks, or even months. These are the things that we used to have to do manually as business owners. Now, with AI, you can do it in a matter of minutes. And so we put together this tool, and we're going to show you the results that you can get when you use this tool versus the results that you might get when you try to do this manually. Now, this is going to save you so much time, and you're going to get results that you can leverage. And so we're going to show you how to do all that today. All right, so our tool is called the Buyer Persona Generator, and you've probably heard me talk about that before because it is so important as a business owner for you to know who your ideal customers are, who are going to be the best fit for whatever it is that you are promoting, whether it's a product or a service. Maybe you're selling digital products, maybe you're selling physical products, POD, affiliate products. It really doesn't matter. And so we want to show you the results that you're going to get from buying this and using it for all the products. I would recommend using this for every product type that you have. So if you have an entire catalog of products, you want to use this at least on all the different product types. So what that means is if you're selling, let's say that you're selling digital products and you have ebooks, you have templates, you have guides, you have things that really cover your niche from A to Z. There are different types of ideal customers for all of those different types of products. And the reason for that is we all have different comfort levels in the way that we learn. Some of us are more visual. Some of us love to read. Some of us love to do. And that's why you have a lot of people who will buy courses because they just want to cut to the chase. They want to see how it's done. They want it visually, and then they might want a study guide to go with it or some kind of checklist or whatever. That is the best way for them to learn. Some people can listen to your podcast and get those ideas and just pick the ball up and run with it. Other people need more step by step and hands-on help before they're able to move on. And so because of that, you're using, all of those different ways of learning and digesting information to create different types of products. So when you're trying to sell those products, it's really important for you to keep those different buyer types in mind. All right, so I have a couple of buyer personas that I'm going to show you, and I need to just kind of go up to the top of the page. Okay, so this is one of the buyer personas that I created for one of the products that we sell here at Making It Remotely. So this niche is for the personal finance sub niche. And that means people who are, budgeting and shopping smart. And a lot of people really need that these days because the price of everything is so high right now. And so we want to make sure that we're making our money stretch as far as it can. And so we created a series called, and this is actually not even a series. I believe we just kind of did a couple of blog posts and we put information out there for people who want to save money. You can actually promote money saving deals and you can earn from that. And so I think we just did a couple of, if I'm not mistaken, we just did a couple of blog posts that covered that. However, this is the buyer persona for that blog post and some of the emails and some of the things that we have put together for that niche. So this is the assumption. So you offer a product or service that helps shoppers lower daily living costs, find deals, or stretch their budget, helping them save money on everyday essentials. So when you use this tool, when you use this buyer persona generator, you're also going to be getting copy that you can use on your sales pages, your landing pages, your opt-in forms, your social media, your emails. This little snippet right here tells people what you're about, what you're doing. And this is really making an assumption about your audience. Now, if you find that the assumption that the tool comes up with is not correct, you can always go in and change it. So we're not limited to just kind of take the output that we get from AI and just run with it. If there's something that doesn't seem right, we want to definitely correct it and make it fit our buyer persona. Okay, so after you get your kind of like your overview, then you're going to get a snapshot. So the thing that I like about this, when we use AI, it comes up with a persona name. And the persona name that the tool came up with for this particular persona was Budget Smart Brianna or Brian. And then the overview, a frugal, family-focused shopper who's constantly looking for ways to stretch every dollar. They prioritize affordability, value, and reliability when purchasing daily necessities. Then it comes down to demographics and psychographics. So you have some more information about your ideal customer, right? It tells you their values and beliefs. So they have some of these phrases are things that they believe. And it's really important for you to understand what your buyer persona believes, what their mindset is like, how they're feeling about whatever your topic is. So this gives you some insight right here into their values and beliefs. And then we talk about, it gives you the lifestyle and interest. So a lot of people who are looking to stretch their dollars will do things like use coupons. They will hunt for deals. They will compare prices. So you might want to think, if you have a blog or a website or a shop, you might want to think about putting some information on your platform that will allow your ideal customers to do a price comparison. Or you can also do price comparisons on social media. They love DIY solutions like meal prepping and budget-friendly hacks. Personality traits, again, you want to know who you're dealing with, who you need to create products for. When you're creating those social media posts, who are you creating those posts for? And when you're speaking to someone directly, that's where you're going to get more people. It's going to actually attract those people to you. And so you want to, if you're selling a product that is based on, a budget-friendly niche or theme, then you want the Budget Smart Briannas and the Budget Smart Brians to be attracted to you. Okay, so then it gets to your challenges and pain points. This is also going to be one of the things that you want to zero in on. And these are the words or the verbiage that you can use when you're creating your content. Goals and aspirations. You also want to know their goals and aspirations so that you can help them go from, not knowing how to do whatever it is. So in this case, not knowing how to save money, not knowing how to make their dollars go further. And then you want to help them to get to the other side where they're reaching their goals and aspirations. So They go from spending money and not knowing where their money is going, wasting money, not having enough money to last, through the entire month or whatever. And you want to help them go from that to reducing their monthly spending without sacrificing quality and some of the other things that are listed here. Buying behavior and shopping triggers. So what are some of the things that will spark a sale? How are they making buying decisions? And these are things that you need to know as well. Triggers that motivate purchases, content consumption habits. So this is going to be where they're hanging out online. You want to make sure that your content is in all of those places, or as many places as possible. You can become overwhelmed just because you're trying to post on 50 zillion different websites. So you want to just kind of be frugal when it comes to where you post your content, but you also want to make sure that you're posting content on a platform where your audience is going to see it, right? Customer journey stage. So here we have the customer journey stage. So currently, and what it's doing is it's laying out where the customer is, or where the potential customer is right now, and then what will the next step be? So right now, they're problem aware and solution seeking. Most people know when they don't have enough money to make ends meet, and that is going to spark, looking for deals, looking for bargains, and really being able to be wiser when they make their purchases. So the next step would be providing solutions that give them clear, practical, low effort methods to save money. So things like video demos, side-by-side comparisons, and weekly deals. You could even do something like, and I think in our blog post, we talk about starting a money saving newsletter. And newsletters are a really great way to point out deals and also help people save money by giving them tips and then actually pointing out those deals. And then objections and concerns. So what are their objections? What are those things that are going through their mind that is stopping, that kind of acts as a roadblock that stops them from buying whatever it is that you're promoting? Ideal experience. So outcome. This is going to be the before and after. So before, they're stressed out, they're stretching every dollar, constantly comparing prices and feeling behind financially. After, they're going to be confident, in control of spending, saving money each week, and able to provide the essentials comfortably. Where to find them online? Again, this is going to be where you want to hang out. Facebook groups, TikTok, YouTube, Reddit, Pinterest. These are all places where budget-friendly people hang out. Voice and messaging. So these are the phrases that they use. Every penny counts. I need to stretch my paycheck, etc. And then emotional triggers. So we have phrases that resonate. These are things that you can actually put in your social media posts, on your blog, on your emails. All of those can work. Emotional triggers, security, relief, providing for their family and loved ones, empowerment through saving. And then here are some action prompts. So content ideas, ad angles. If you decide you want to buy ads, here's some angles that you can use when you buy ads. Here is some information that you can actually put on your blog or your website or your shop that answers questions. So this is kind of like frequently asked questions, and what's keeping them up at night, worrying about running out of this is not like a frequently asked questions. These are questions that you should be asking yourself. So what's keeping them up at night, worrying about running out of money before the next paycheck? What's frustrating them most? The price of groceries and essentials rising faster than their income. And then it goes on and on and on. So this gives you a lot of different things that you can think about, again, when you're creating that content. All right, so this is a real in-depth look at budget friendly, or I'm sorry, budget smart Brianna and budget smart Brian. This is an in-depth look at a buyer persona, and this is an example of one of the buyer personas that I actually got from our tool. All right, so then here are some other buyer personas. These are not as detailed. So these are the kinds of buyer personas that we used to come up with back in the day. So for example, if we had a handmade jewelry enthusiast, we could actually, put in a kind of a name so that we could kind of visualize the person, and their age and their gender, their occupation, their location, their income level, their interests and hobbies. And this is more, in my opinion, more generic. However, this is something that if you don't want to use our tool, you can definitely, sketch out something that you could put into one of the AI tools. And so you have, here's the woodworking products collector. So you can come up with your own buyer personas and just kind of sit down and maybe brainstorm with your team, or you can just start out with this, put it into your favorite tool and go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our in-depth buyer persona. I'm going to copy it and paste it. I'm just going to select the whole thing. And this is an exercise that you can do. You can either use our tool or not, and just take whatever you come up with, for your buyer persona. We're going to hit Control A and select the whole thing. And then we're going to hit Control C as in cat. And we're going to go over to Chat GPT. So I'm going to hit Control V as in Victor. I'm going to paste in my buyer persona, and I'm going to ask ChatGPT. Let me move my screen over a little bit. I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me come up with, please help me come up with, I'm going to say 10 lead magnet ideas for the person I've described here. This should be a list of things that would be very valuable for this person and motivate them to sign up for our list. You could say for your list or community. I would also like to use the remaining ideas for digital products that I can sell in my shop. Okay, so you just kind of talk to the AI tool, tell it what you want, and then go from there. So we're going to hit the send prompt button. You've kind of been able to see what I entered for my prompt. I want 10 lead magnet ideas, and then I'm going to use one of those or maybe two of those, depending on, I might use one for signing up for my email list, and then maybe use the other 9 as digital products. Or if I have another audience that's similar to the money saving audience, I might take one of the other lead magnets and use it for that other offer. So I can use this in a lot of different ways, but we're going to hit the send prompt button and see what it comes up with. And this is a way that you can use AI in a non-techie, non-complicated way. But this is going to give you information that, if you were sitting down trying to think of all of these, it would take you forever. Okay. And so as you can see, it's coming up with the lead magnet idea, why it should motivate them to sign up, digital product upgrade idea. So look at this. Now, I just asked for a lead magnet, but it gave me so much more. And in this format, it's given me a table that I can use to create my products. So not only am I getting the ideas, but I can also figure out how to upgrade or how to upsell someone with this other suggestion that it has. And so as you can see, it's come up with 10 ideas. My strongest choices for lead magnets would be $50 weekly savings checklist. This is simple, specific, and benefit driven. Save $50 this week, feels believable and urgent. Here is another one. Number 2, grocery bill rescue guide. Groceries are emotional and immediate. This would attract parents, caregivers, and families fast. Is this really a deal? Price comparison sheet. So this builds trust because your persona wants proof, numbers, and transparency. So this is a comparison sheet that helps you come up with that comparison that I was talking about. So you can put something on your website, that like a table that does a comparison and help your potential customers cut to the chase and see, which option might be the best one for them. The 7-day stretch your paycheck plan. So this speaks directly to their biggest fear, running out of money before payday. Budget-friendly meal prep starter pack. This has strong Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook appeal because it's visual and practical. A good lead magnet title formula for this audience would be save money on, and then you put the pain point there, without, and then you put the frustration there. So examples would be save money on groceries without spending hours clipping coupons. Another one would be stretch out your paycheck without giving up the things your family needs, etc., etc. So do you see how you can take a buyer persona? This is also going to be like gold when it comes to, let's say that you want to do a series on, saving money, right? How to save money. We're going to do a how to save money series for a week. Maybe in your email, you can do an email series, you can do a video series, you can do a TikTok or a Pinterest series where you're sending out valuable content and you can promote your lead magnet. When you promote your lead magnet, that's going to drive traffic to your lead magnet or email sign up. And when someone goes to sign up, they'll be on your list, and then you're going to send them an automated email series that really warms them up and lets them know, who you are, what you do, and how you help people. So this is a great start. I love this. And you can take this as far as you want it. So now I have 10 ideas that I can use for lead magnets that I know will appeal. Not only do I have lead magnets, but I have lead magnets that will definitely appeal to the audience of Budget Smart Briannas and Budget Smart Brians. All right. So I appreciate you. I hope this has really been helpful for you. And again, you might consider using our AI-powered buyer persona generator. Now, you pay this one-time fee, $10. It's so affordable. And you don't have to buy it again. You have unlimited uses. So again, you could use this for all the different product types. If you have 500 products, of course, you don't want to, burn yourself out trying to use it on all 500 products. However, there are products that are of the same type. So maybe all of your templates, you can just take maybe your best selling template and use this tool to really map out the buyer persona. And then once you know who that buyer persona is, you can make sure that that product is going to meet the needs of that person. All right. So again, you can get this today. I'll put a link to it below this video, and you can, find out if this is going to be a good fit for you. Again, this is a way that you can start using AI in your business so that you can start getting results much faster, save time, and be eons ahead of people who are not using AI. All right. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day.